Hi, this is Joey T from Oblivion Underground, and you're now tuned into the Oblivion Underground show. This is Deathmachine. You are tuned into the Oblivion Underground show.
Oblivion Underground. That's the shit. Yeah. Where are we going? Yeah. Hardcore! You are.
Suck my tits, suck my tits.
What's my name?
Oblivion.
Just say Oblivion.
Oblivion.
Oh my god, nobody's paying me to do this.
Oblivion.
Hi guys, welcome to the show. I'm Joey T. This is...
I'm Penta.
And this is
Stinger.
So tonight on the show, we've got a load of stuff for you. We've got a shitload of giveaways, t-shirt giveaways, cap giveaways, guest list giveaways. We've got the Oblivion 009 reveal, artist announcements, Ask the Machine, Akira interview, and music sets from these guys. What are you going to play?
Something between like salsa and like nigger hip hop or something.
Okay, and you?
I play some reggae, I think some speed reggae.
I have no idea what I'm going to play, but let's get it started. All right, see you soon. The Oblivion Underground show is sponsored by Tom Hamill Illustration and Design. Head over to tomhamill.bigcartel.com right now and enter the code word Oblivion at checkout within the next 24 hours and you'll get 15% off all items with no minimal order fee. Head over there right now to grab one of his amazing designs. That's tomhamill.bigcartel.com. Enter the code word Oblivion. Before we start the show, it's probably worth me going through the rules of the competitions because we're going to have quite a lot of them this evening. In order to be entered in any of the competitions, you need to do a couple of things. First of all, you need to share this stream on your Facebook, make it public and share it as many times as you want. You need to like the stream, obviously. You can do both of those things right now, actually. And for the specific competitions that we have, you need to write the hashtag that you see on the screen at the time. Also tag your friends. We might as well get as many people in here as possible. We've got absolutely loads of prizes to give away, loads of awesome content, loads of amazing music. Let's get everybody in here and have a real good time. All competition winners will be announced tomorrow at 8 PM European time on the Oblivion Underground page. And to start off, we may as well test this. Let's have a competition. Ready? Go! It's competition time. We're giving away stuff! Right, next up we've got 10 event tickets to give away for Footworks in Liège in Belgium on the 4th of May. It's the F-Noise 5-hour set with support acts. As you can see there, the lineup's pretty sick, especially if you're into the up-tempo and terror kind of stuff. Satan's performing there, which might interest quite a lot of you. So all you need to do to win these tickets is to write hashtag Footworks in the chat now, tag some of your friends that you'd like to go with, and then get over to the Footworks page and share the shit out of it. Boom! Get to Footworks for free. Right then, to kick things off, it's me, Joe E.T. Enjoy, motherfuckers.
budge an inch. We're all in our private traps.
Sometimes we deliberately step into those traps.
It was born in mine. I don't mind it anymore.
Oh, but you should. You should mind it.
Oh, I do. But I say I don't.
separation of talent and skill is one of the greatest misunderstood concepts for people who are trying to excel, have dreams, and want to do things. Talent you have naturally. Skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours of beating on your craft. suffer. Spread the virus.
I'm a motherfucking coke boy.
personality?
You know I do.
I'm a motherfucking
Hundreds of dollars right here.
Coke boy. Personality?
You know I do.
Well, then maybe you should have a little drink of this. I'm a motherfucking coke boy. Motherfucking coke boy. Motherfucking that's better. Coke boy.
This is the modern day celebrity. This country glorifies and makes famous a young girl for being disrespectful to her mother. She is no role model. She is no idol. She is no god. Pay close attention to what happens next.
politics. Fuck it, the cops, they can suck the cock. Start a pit, 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 pit. Don't test me, finish your breath, G.
Competition time. We're giving away stuff. So we have 2 tickets to give away to the massive Prospect XL27, which is this weekend in Rotterdam. All you have to do to win this prize, like the stream, share the stream, tag your friends and include hashtag ProspectXL27. Go and share the Prospect XL27 event page. If you don't know about this, you must be living in a fucking cave. I guess it's our duty to bring you up to speed. Check it out. There's the flyer in all its glory. If you want to win some tickets to come over to that this weekend, then like the stream, share the stream, tag your friends and include hashtag ProspectXL27. Go and share the Prospect XL27 event page. We'll put a link to the page and the instructions in the chat if you're watching on Facebook now. 4 things you need to do. Quite simple. Get it done and win yourself some tickets. Get to Prospect this weekend. Boom! See you there.
Oblivion Underground.
Next up on the show we have an interview with the legend that is DJ Akira. He has represented the hardcore terror and speedcore movement for over 20 years and his famous Hong Kong violence brand is as renowned for its clothing as its music. He has played all over the world at every event going but still remains one of the most humble and down to earth guys I've ever met. Ladies and gentlemen, Kin, the DJ Akira. Hey Kin, how you doing, man?
Yo, man. Everybody alright?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm fine, man.
Thanks for coming on the show.
What do you say?
Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, it's alright, man. You thanks for putting it up and stuff, man. So.
No problem. How have you been?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Actually, really, I'll say nothing to complain, man. Just still, I don't know. Yeah, I do for years, and people ask me how I'm doing. Yeah, I have work. I have my DJ work. I have my family work. So it's good, man. Actually, I'm not focused on one thing, you know, every day, you know. So it's different. So it's good. Yeah. I love it.
So how did? Well, I guess we should start quite early on. How did you get into the scene itself? I mean,
scene itself.
It was like 20 years ago, right?
Oh, this actually it started. I live near Rotterdam, like 10 minutes away with a train. You know, I was at school there. And I like music, I like hip hop, so I bought records, you know. And then it was 1985, I think, something like that. I bought records in 87, 89, and then suddenly the house came up in Rotterdam, you know, like a big club called Nighttown. Actually, this was later Gary did prospect parties there also, but the club is now closed. It's now a Chinese grocery store, so it's a great story. The club is gone, but it was a very famous club. And also at that age, we go to parties. You know, I was like maybe 18, 17, 18 years old. I get to the first parties called Nighttown, and they play everything house. You know, everything, the Star Detroit house, everything. And suddenly, I like hip hop also, and I heard tracks with hip hop samples. I said, "Wow, what is this?" You know, it was actually Joey Beltram, Heart Attack with Paul Elstock.
Yeah.
I had breakbeats in it, like, oh, I love this stuff. You know, I was really into graffiti and stuff, so I can hear all the samples. And just checking the guys what they play. I know the guy was working in the record store also on Friday and Saturday. So after school, I go to the club. You know, not from school to the record store. And checking the records, what they play. And I know they come in the afternoon, like 4 or 5 o'clock. So I was checking what the guys playing, actually. And yeah, it's good because sometimes they get only 2 or 3 copies. And luckily I got a couple of them, you know, because I come back every Friday. So yeah, it's good, man. And from that point, actually, I started collecting records. I wasn't DJing. And suddenly, you know, we have karaoke, we have a mix at home. And I like to record my music for my friends, actually.
But karaoke and a mix at the same time.
Yeah, something like that. And my dad, you know, they bought me for my turntables first. There's just one turntable to record the records for my friends.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't mix anyway, but I thought, yeah, this is bullshit. I record one and I can't do nothing. I don't know how to mix anyway. But I was watching also the documentaries, Star Wars, Subway Art, all the hip hop stuff. So I know about DJ stuff. I saw it on the videos, you know.
Yeah.
And I just tried to bought another turntable 2 years later, and then suddenly I tried to learn to mix, you know, actually. So yeah, try and error, and yeah, that's it. And from that point, I'm buying records. I was also going to big raves also. I make tapes for my friends and I try to mix them. And the mix, I gave them to other friends. And suddenly a promoter came to me, oh, you want to play on my party? And that guy was really Patrick from Raving Nightmare back then. Really. And it was, I played really south. What?
What year was this?
I was 1993, 94.
Okay.
And I was going to race from 1990 to 91 to 92, like the first Nightmare parties.
Yeah.
And I remember the first Nightmare. I was on the Energy Hall in Rotterdam, quite legend, but it's already broke down. And they was playing Speed Freak, DJ Dick, Marusha, Paul Elstock, all these guys was playing. And I was really like, wow, this hard music was also interesting. So kick drums and hip hop. And from that point, yeah, it started just, you know, I just making mixtapes and give it to friends for free. And promoters pick it up because people talk about it. And so from all the party came the other party. That was the story, actually.
And you got one of your big breaks, you made a name for yourself, was it the Race to Chinese?
No, the Race Chinese actually,
this?
The Race Chinese is, I think, Drugs made the name because I was playing the music so fast, like a race machine, you know, racing. So, yeah, that was really the thing, because I met Drugs in 1998, I think, and because he knows me from people saying. I know him from MTV. He was really famous on the television stuff, you know, with Opa Drugs, you know. Actually, so yeah, I met him on the Mysteryland, man. I was with my Chinese friends. Was invited to a party, and he was doing my interview. It's on YouTube, but the first time, and I was, you know, when you're still young, you know, we're doing naughty stuff, you know, and like thinking like a fuck. I was really like, oh, what's happening here? Drugs came with the mic. I say, yeah, you gotta play the next time on Michelin. I say, yeah, whatever, it's good, man. Just do it. And that's so amazing. That guy was just come up, and he was also, yeah, I know for like 20 years or more. And he's still the same guy, so much passion and stuff, you know. Really, it's good, man.
Yeah, because you've had a long relationship with Drugs ever since then, I guess.
Yeah. From that point, we played parties together, and he really supported me to also make music. Actually, like the track Transtushy I did, it was like a big diss against Tiesto. It was his idea to make that because I had the Amiga at home. I didn't know how to work Amiga actually, because that was the most cheapest one to buy to make music, and I was really into that Bloody Fist sound. I know they use Amigas, so I'm just starting to freak at home and make tracks, you know. I make like 10, 20 tracks with Amiga, but I only released 3 of them, you know, 4. Actually, then the hardware came up in 2001 and 2, you know, but that was really, I didn't know really how to use it anyway. But actually, in 2005, I started using the PC was accepted, the PC sound, you know, because back then it was really hardware only, you know. You need a 909, need a Roland, you know, all this kind of stuff. But at the end, I know people are accepting the PC sound. It sounds really good now these days, you know. That was 2005, you know, and from that point I'm learning Cubase and stuff, you know. Really.
So you've been using Cubase ever since,
Yeah,
then, I guess.
yeah. And the Amiga time was really good for Terror, Speedcore and stuff. I like it a lot, but at the end, same like why Mark can't stop Bloody Fist. I saw him in an interview, he said at the end, with the Amiga sound, you can't go further anymore. They did everything, the best what out of it, you know. So you need to, you know, when you stop, you don't grow anymore. So it's a good point. From that point, I was also like, yeah, I have to go to the PC and, you know, accept that nasty sound is still there, but in a different way.
Yeah. So you perform as Akira as a DJ set usually, but you've also played with hardware, right? Or you've played live as Hong Kong Violence. Is that?
Yeah, I suppose actually supposed to be like that with Hong Kong Violence, a live act. But anyway, at the end, it's more like it's live because I don't prepare it. Because I put all the tracks I made. I put them in Tracker, and I do when I do the perform. I just use the control of Tracker. I do random edits, really randum.
Well,
I
just
don't
on the
prepare
fly.
on the fly. Just I lost the last Dominator. I played Justin Timberlake. I just put it on the fly on the track. I just mixed it. I didn't prepare at home, you know. So that was fun actually, because you cannot do live anymore on the stage.
Which Justin Timberlake track was it?
No, I think which track was it? Like I don't know, man. You know, I think this story was funny because my son was, you know, he was graduate from this, not graduate, but he was go to the high school, you know, and there was a party with kids, you know, 10, 12 years old, and I used all these commercial tracks. I just downloaded, you know, chop it up and mix it for them, not with hardcore, but it was in the same map I had when I do the Dominator live, Hong Kong Violence live. So I used. So I mixed the speedcore with all these house tracks. It's some on the YouTube, so it sounds really good. I didn't prepare it at home because I hate preparing. Actually, I hate preparing DJ sets. So I play on the live and see what happens. At the end, I do maybe 1 or 2 Hong Kong Violence live stuff in a year. So I don't want to prepare. That's just because
I have to dig this out on YouTube, man. If anyone in the chat is listening now, go and find it on YouTube.
It should be somewhere, but it's also good. I don't record it. It's live. It happens. You know. I think that's just the only thing where it's certified live, because you cannot play it live, but some way you just live. Don't prepare. See what happens. I like that element. You know.
Yeah.
So
with that, in contrast to your DJing, I mean, how do you normally prepare for your DJing sets? Is that almost live as well? Is that totally improv, or do you do any preparation for your sets?
No. Yeah, the only preparation I get the tracks from friends, produce everything, you know, some new tracks. What I do, I just listen to them. I check which BPM they are, because sometimes you have to. That's the only prepare I do. I cut them really. I cut the intros out. I sometimes make different edits, but I don't have CDJs at home, so I cannot mix at home like so which track fits the other one, you know. Okay. But it's all. I bring the tracks and I see what happens, man. Sometimes that's really. The prepare I do actually, because I just check what track it is, what kind of BPM it is, what kind of style, but I cannot mix at home because I don't have CDJs, really. I have one CDJ, and I'm not lying, but there's a really old one with no USB.
Is it the one from the karaoke?
No, not that bad. But I actually was stupid. I bought a CDJ, I think the CD800, but there was no USB in it. I thought, fuck, man. I'm not going to burn every track on CDJ, you know.
Will you ever get some, or not?
In future, nah, I don't know, man. Maybe. I don't have time actually at home to mix anyway. That's why I also, when I do live sets online on SoundCloud, all live set I record from parties, just everything, because that's the most realistic for me. Maybe I have to make some mistakes, but I don't care. It's live, you know. It's not just recording. I can make a pre-mix at home, but you know yourself, you're a DJ. Sometimes when there is chemical, you mix crazy on parties than at home, you know.
Yeah. So you don't use any like special software like Record Box or anything like that? You just dumping stuff onto USB sticks raw?
I think when Luke listened to this, producer, he would say the same. He say, yeah, Ken, it's nothing for you. it's really nothing for me. I had to download it, I put all my tracks in it, and say, what the fuck is this, you know? I don't know, I don't get it, Rekordbox. You know, sometimes like, I cut all my tracks in SoundForge, you know?
Yeah.
So I just prepared it, I make 1 or 2 versions, like one track with the intro, one track with no intro, another track with a different intro, and maybe I like it different, like the Outside ADC Locker Room. I make a special edit of it, you know, like grab his by the pussy. I repeat it a couple of times to make it more choppable.
Yeah.
I will send you maybe, you know. It's good. Okay. I didn't send to Frank New anyway, so it's funny. But that track, I make my own versions actually, you know, and that's what I do. And I can't do that with the Rekordbox, you know. Can you make edits actually in Rekordbox?
You can set like cue points and loops.
Yeah,
and all that
but
kind of
no,
stuff.
fuck cue points. What's funny?
It's the same thing as chopping it, but you just got different options.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very old school, man. I trust my own versions, actually, you know. But then it is a different story. But the Rekordbox is good. I see a lot of colleague DJ friends, they have really big wave files, they see everything. And when I do my USB, and I see like fucking nothing sometimes. The wave file's crashing. And that's funny because Eggerfist told me, yeah, Ken, we're gonna play back to back, you know, with Drugs. Lost in his live concert, you know. I said, yeah, you have to do Rekordbox. And we said, yeah, we're gonna do Rekordbox. We didn't do it. So it's funny. I said, they just go mix on the flow, you know. And that was cool, you know. So it's funny.
What, at the Anger Fist gig, did you say?
Yeah, where he told us, yeah, Ken, you have to bring a Rekordbox, man, because he's used to all the Rekordbox, you know, like the big waveforms. But it was very good, he said.
You just turned up and went, fuck it, fuck you.
But yeah, you know, but it's cool, man. I respect that. He has a lot of DJs has the CDJs at home. I love I had them, you know, actually. But for me, I don't know. Maybe I should buy them like 5 years ago. But maybe when they go really cheap, I buy the old ones, you know.
Or get a controller that'll do the similar kind of job.
Yeah. So maybe, yeah, but honestly, if I have them, I know myself, I'm not gonna use them. Actually, I bought the Push 2 for Ableton 2 years ago. The new Push 2. I never use it. It's just here.
It's just there in the box.
Oh my god, it's in the box here, man. It's crazy. I have it right here. Just all the dust come off. I never used it.
You should sell it, man.
It's ridiculous. Oh man, my headphone falls off. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can see the dust falling down.
Really? Fuck that shit. But anyway, someone who wants to buy the Push 2, it's fresh, new in the box.
Right. So we can sell it. We could do it as a competition, right?
Yeah. No, there's no competition over this Push. I'm gonna have to use it, man, because we can do some giveaways, man. Whatever, man. You want? So, okay, man.
We'll do some after that. Cool. With regards to your DJing, do you think has been your favourite set so far that you've played?
This year? Or
let's go with first of all time, and then this year.
All time is really difficult, man. Because I really enjoy every set, man, a kind of way. But to be honest, if you have to go back, I think the set with Drugs on Master of Hardcore, the main stage, I think like at 2001. I don't know the timetable actually. I know, but we play on the big stage. We play half an hour, and that was a really cool one because we played fucking speedcore, terror. I mean, after Neophyte actually. Yeah. So that was fun. And recently, I like last year Prospect 25 XL was really good. I love it. And 2 weeks ago in Toulouse was really great. The Carnage record party, the Lost Island, was really awesome.
It's really cool over there in Toulouse, man.
Man, Igor told me the sound is so great. You know, Ignis was like, yeah, kid, this is a really great location. I never played in that location. I played at the location before, and the sound was really good, man. The French people really know the fucking sound, man. Systems.
Yeah, and the Toulouse crowd's absolutely bonkers, aren't they? They just go
sick. I thought, you know, it's right. You know, I wish that we have this crowd in Holland. We haven't, but actually they all came from other countries. That's why I like Prospect crowd, because the crowd's really crazy, man. Actually, UK crowd also, man. I love also playing in the UK. I play really less in the UK actually, but not a lot less. I play lots IVU, but the people in the UK know the music, also know the tracks. You know, they're really educated. You know how to say that. They really know the stuff. And that's what I like, man, really. I like people like the music. That's only the reason I like music, because, you know, these days I'm pretty sad. Not sad, but there's no vinyl anymore. There's no control of A&R, you know. People putting many tracks out in a week. There's no like, this is a good track.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the other story. But the thing is like, the crowd in Toulouse and actually the all around the world, I think it's really, really positive. It's not only about the big race, you know, honestly. It's not about, 20,000 people in the front and watching for the only peak moment where people go up and make a clip of it, you know. It's just the whole set. I think that's really important.
Yeah. So your DJing has obviously done quite well for you, and you've had quite a few releases as well. You talked briefly before about your first release, which was in 1998. That was for Richard, right? Drox.
Yeah, around that time, I think. Now I made one track before. There was like, I have my own organization with Drox before, like called Porn, Preachers of Raging Noise, with the Reanimator and HSS. That's a collective with MC Justice. We had a collective, we did making parties, and actually we released one track. Everyone released one track on this HHS Porn EP, and they make a track one called Terror, I think, something like that. And that's one of the first tracks. And actually, Drox encouraged me to make all the more tracks for his label Cont Records called Trans Treasure. That was a really big upset. You know, people really liked that because I was dissing Tiesto at that time. There's a first story. I was working in a record store, and Tiesto really called me up. And there was he called me up, said, yeah, you made this diss track. And actually, the phone was disconnected some kind of way. And we never made the chat again. But all respect for Tiesto, man. He's really big, and it's not this on the person, you know. It's more like the Gabba scene. We like to piss off things, you know. It's funny, you know. Yeah.
I can't believe Tiesto called you up.
Yeah, that was a really crazy story, but all respect for him, man. You know, what is the guy's, iconic momentum trends. Yeah, respect, man. But anyway, it's not about dissing the person. It's just more dissing Gabber hates trans, you know, that kind of age we are, you know. 20 years ago, people like to diss. I miss this kind of dissing, actually, you know. People are really,
people tend to be too scared to get in trouble nowadays because everybody has agencies and agreements and contracts. And it's all a bit locked down now. People are scared to call people out or...
Yeah, it's like UFC. They call people out anyway on Twitter, you know. And that's fun. But it's not we're not in a fighting game. So actually, it's a politic game these days. So anyway.
Yeah. So some of your most famous releases have been on Prospect Extreme and obviously your own Hong Kong Violence. And you do quite a lot of remixes.
Yes.
Why is that? What is it that drives you to do more remixes than solo releases?
I think I use the remixes to learn a lot, actually, because I tell when I came to be serious producing with the PC, it was in like 2005, and then I make a track Fast and Accurate, actually, and that was really the blueprint of Luke's Renegade drum machine.
Okay, yeah.
I used what I did. I told Luke later also I use his track. I analyze all the parts. You know, I just make the same build up and stuff.
Terror Noise Industry, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Burst tires on the Hong Kong runway or something.
Yeah. Stupid, burnt tires, lazy shit or whatever. Yeah. And actually, that track really did well because it was really like UK hardcore style. I really like that style. People always say you make terror. Why don't you make terror? But I like really the crossover between UK hardcore with the breakbeats. With kicks and speed. I like speedcore, I like UK hardcore, I like terror. So when the DJ said try to mix them both, you know, all in the same. But actually, that was a really good track, and that track was even heavily played by Brian Fury. Actually, man, he told me, Ken, I like the track, and Luke was also playing the stuff. Yeah, man, and people a lot. But I wasn't really into the social media at that time. I was 2007. Come on, we still, you know, at home having, ICU, something like that. You know, MSN Messenger. But anyway, that's the thing. I really was released on vinyl, and from that point, I made also the Rebel Scum one, winner for Luke's. You know, Beat Down Anonymous did very well. Yeah. And then they were also that year released Industrial Strength, you know, on NED. That was a really good one. I make also like 2 techno-ish tracks. Yeah. Actually 3 of them. I really like them. I went and hit them back 11 years ago. Man, I love it. But sadly, I lost really that hard drive. That was crashed. So some things happens in your when you have producers when you have make tracks. just something's happened in your timeline, you know. But that was a really positive way, and from that point, I make a lot of remixes. Why? Because I want to learn how to do it, you know, actually. So, and then in 4 years ago, you know, I hooked up with Garrett and stuff, and Garrett really encouraged me, Kid, I want an EP with you and Drox. And I know Drox is a machine. He makes tracks, crazy tracks on the fly, you know. He can deliver in 1 month, you know, maybe 2 days. And I'm really slow.
Oh, this is the extreme is what we are.
Yeah, so I really put all my energy and make these 2 tracks, and I really want to make it sound like the Custom Grind one and Extreme is what we are. In the Prospect style, you know. Hard kicks with loud snare drops, you know, like da da, you know, that kind of style. And the Custom Grind also needed my style with hip hop, and actually, wow, I was really happy with it. And also, I know Frank outside for a long time. He really helped me out with the mix downs and stuff, you know, back and forth. Yeah. And with his help, I'm really, from that point, I'm really satisfied with I'm not satisfied. I really have more faith in my own sound. Maybe it sounds stupid, but you reach a point you're not really happy about your sound. But from that point, 5 years ago, I really have I know I can make this kind of sound, you know what I mean?
Okay, well, let's rewind it a little bit, because we jumped ahead a little bit, and I wanted to play some music. So, first of all, let's play Fast and Accurate. And first of all, can you explain what Fast and Accurate actually means?
Okay, yeah, there was a movie called 24. I think everyone knows it. And the guy, you know, what's the actor's name?
I can't remember.
Yeah, fuck, we know that. But 24, there was 24 season 6, I think. They won in the submarine, and his dad told me these rockets are fast and accurate, and I just sampled it.
Okay. Right.
And a really fast and accurate is really misspelled, you know. It's like it's not really.
It should be accurate.
Yeah. But I like them.
Okay. I thought it was some Dutch word that I wasn't familiar with.
Yeah, I'm from Hong Kong, so I've write English a little bit fucked up, you know what I mean? Okay. So, but that's the whole idea. I just need a sample, and actually, that track, got a lot of breaks, and that was really my learning process, how to chop breaks and stuff, you know. I love that, you know, and this is the whole story about it. And at the end, there's a lot of filtering on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a really big learning process, that track, man.
Okay, really. So let's play it. And let's get it in there. So I'll let you introduce it. Go.
Yeah, this is 11 years ago, Fast and Accurate. I hope you like it. It's still, still good, man. Play it out.
The Fast and Accurate.
I used to play that one a lot. I think I've got it. Well, I've definitely got it on vinyl here somewhere. Tell us a little bit more. You've just touched on it before, but tell us a little bit more about when you released that. Because I know we had a conversation offline about this, and you put it out, and you didn't even realise anybody was playing it until you got news back. And then in more recent years, Luke remixed it, producer, and then you both did a Dominator 2012, was it? VIP of it. So just tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it's actually because Luke was really like the track. You know, I was playing, I think, in the party with him in Switzerland, and we talked about the track, and he was, "Kid, this is a great track." And I didn't have really that much contact with Luke, but that was after, you know, we have more, you know, became more, you know, better friends. You know, we know much more on kind of parties. And he was talking, "Kid, this is a good track." And from that point, man, I really want to do something for Rebel Scum. But actually, he was playing that track, and I say, "Yeah, I want to do someone do the remix." And Luke said, "Nah, Luke's is really the person to do it, because that track was his blueprint, you know, of his track."
Yeah.
So, and actually, the more funny thing, when he finished the track, his son was born that day. He came back from the hospital, I think. I called him, "Oh, the track is good, man." And he just finished it, I think. And there was, Farley was born that year, that day, I think. He finished the track. So yeah, and I released on Hong Kong Finest 12 with, I did all the track with Fiend, you know, and London Is Not.
Yeah.
And yeah, his remix is really choppy, crazy edits. I love it, man. It's, yeah, it's great.
Okay, well, and we're going to jump straight into 6 years later that you spoke about before. This is the Prospect Extreme release.
Yes.
We're going to play Custom Grind from that release. Introduce that, a little bit about how it came about, and then afterwards we'll talk a little bit more.
Okay, this track is really funny. Before I made this track, I went to Frank's house in Goes, you know, House Agency, and he was mastering actually my track I did for Bongra, the Crawlers remix. And that track really also went very well in the scene. A lot of, I think some guys really like that track. The Crawls remix I did for Bongra, he was really mastering it for me, he showed me all the tricks. And then he gave me also, we started a little bit of a collab. And he gave me his context sample pack with all this, some not kicks, just one kick, some snares and some you know, tom cowbells and stuff. And I used that sample pack actually for Custom Grind. And that kick was so good, but I changed it, of course, and Frank knows it. But that's the thing, like, with that pack on Contact 5, I create really a lot of tracks, you know. And because I changed everything at the end, you know, but it's really good. And I was so satisfied because he showed me how to use Contact in the proper way. And it sounds really good. And from that point, you know, yeah, that's how the track started. And I want to do something with hip hop. I told Garrett, do you mind I use hip hop samples? Because most proper style is not really with hip hop. Of course, now he has more, but 5 years ago, it was pretty, you know, drum and bass hardcore, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know really how to make drum and bass actually. So, but just a really sample bass track with a good kick and a really signature kind of hard snare, what people like in Prospect style, you know?
Okay, right, well, let's play it then. This is Custom Grind by Akira on Prospect Extreme.
Bang, bang, Custom Grind.
Last year, your companies were trumping me, but now watch, they all beat up on me and me so. Been bumping more than since 85 before the big motherfucker started perpetrating my vibe. Achieve now, so niggas move around, peace out the A-train, get mad beats, so when we bang, bang, baby, I love my cool top. Shit comes in blocks when PRS rocks blocks. Big motherfucker started perpetrating my vibe. Big motherfucker, PRS rocks blocks. Bang, motherfucker started. So when we
when you want good samples, sample old hip hop. Listen, dig your samples. Don't use all these, you know, easy listening hip hop samples, man.
Yeah.
That's lame.
But tell us a little bit more about this, because we've listened to a couple of your tracks now, and they have this unique flow to them, and you've been calling it in recent years funk.
Yeah.
So tell us how this term has come about, because the term in itself has been about for a long time, but it's evolved over the years. So tell us your take on it, because you've got started building quite a lot around this now.
Yeah, things like stories like funk. If everybody likes hip hop, you know, bring the funk. You know, the term was already established years ago.
Yeah.
But in our music, you know, people tell me, what kind of style you play. I say, yeah, I play hardcore, but actually I play also hardcore with more groove, with more funk, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes you say, what the funk, you know. So yeah, I think funk is a good term to, you know, to represent something you like, you know, in hard electronic music.
Yeah.
And actually, like in January 2017, I was playing in Massive Hardcore in Russia, and Low Roller Marcelo was there.
Yeah.
And he told me, yeah, Ken, maybe we can do a sample pack with the kind of, you know, with the music you do, with the Hong Kong Violence sample pack, actually, because I'm selling a lot of, you know, merchandise and stuff. He knows the name and he knows my label. But I told him, yeah, I want to do a sample pack, but I don't want to use Terror, Speedcore. It's so, yeah, you know, Terror is not really representing these days with all this, you know, what happens in the world politics, you know. So when you bring out a sample pack with Terror, nah, it's not really, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, marketing wise, so I'm saying, yeah, we'll call it funk, man. I like it called funk, man. And then we did it, actually. We make the packs, you know, and I really, yeah, not to say, but it did very well in the scene, you know. Even the Destructive Tendencies guys like that, you know. A lot of producers did not even play my style. They like the sample packs to do stuff with it. So I love it. It was a really great success. So Fragment Audio guys, listen to this interview. You guys did very well, and we're gonna work on Funk Pack 2. So
yeah, when's that one due? Or are you?
Sorry?
Is that one due out soon, or are you just? Is it just?
No, we just grinding it for. We're just crafting what we do, but it's called really Hong Kong Violence Funk 2, and we're aiming for more. I think the idea is more like we make more templates. Yeah. Also maybe some mastering templates for guys, because at the end people make the tracks, but the sound still shitty, because of course you need the end. But all those kind of things, and we got to make more crazy kicks packs, you know, because in this serum we use the serum one because it's really useful for these days. You can make a lot of great electronic sounds. And yeah, it was a good success, the first drop, so release. So we're gonna continue it for sure, guys. We make it better for you, but still you have to grind tracks, man. But we listen to the users, what they want, and we try to make it better for them.
Yeah.
So now you know.
You had quite a lot of people coming back to you with feedback saying they're using it regularly.
Yeah, I still, honestly, the current tracks I'm working on, I use really the funk pack, man. Really, just to start it, you know. I just load it in. You know, I scroll to the kicks I made, and I don't like them now. But you know, I don't like them now. But it's a timeline. I tweak them, but you know, it's just a good starter. You need sample packs, banks to start your tracks. And now a lot of big producers also start this way. Okay, I don't have the time to craft my own sound from the very beginning. You know, I wish I have the time actually, but I want to be productive when I'm in the studio. You know.
So did you use the funk sample pack etc. in your release with Angerfist?
No, that was not that. I used a new track. I did a new track on Massive Hardcore called Rave 2055. And that's really, I used that in, I made all with the funk pack, actually. Okay. And it sounds really good. I love it, man. Really, so.
Okay. So, I just touched on it there, the most recent release was with Angerfist, and that was his latest album, like at the end of last year.
Yes. One of the latest was the most one, but I have a couple more. Okay. But actually, the last collab I did was with Angerfist. Actually, it's funny because we supposed to do this collab 7 years ago, but you know, then he's so busy. You know, of course I'm also busy, not as busy as him, but but somewhere, you know, it's like, you know, my really idea was I have to craft my own skills, you know, to collab. Otherwise, I just bring samples. I don't want that, you know. I want to make a part of the kicks and stuff, you know. So actually, that collab was really funny because he has a deadline, and I actually made I searched the samples what he liked. He liked great hip hop samples, and even the sample crashed the party. I found the samples like, yeah, this sample really fits Danny style, you know.
Yeah.
And he told me, yeah, don't make it too editable, not too much edits, but I make it really good what he likes, you know. And I sent back to him, and he just, you know, he sent me some sounds and back and forth. And on the day of the deadline, he finished 2 hours before, you know. So, yeah, and the track went very well. It's 220 BPM, and even Defcon used it for this after movie. It's funny because Defcon was when we made the track. We made the track after Defcon party, so and they still use it for the after party. So the track is really good. So.
Sweet. All right, well, let's listen to it. I love this one. I've been playing it a bit, and it's a banger.
Yeah, it's for that style with Angerface. I think it's not like the melody stuff more. It's really, you know, breakbeats, kicks, and samples, hip hop. It's pretty funky, right? So.
Yeah, funky.
Okay.
All right, so let's play it. I'll let you introduce it because it's your baby.
Okay, yeah, this is Crash the Party. We made sign with Angerface and me, so have fun. Play it loud.
Gonna be swarming. Gonna be. What you hear is not a test. It's not a test. And this is the way we crash the party. We crash the party. What you hear is not a test. Gonna be. Swarming. Gonna be. What you hear is not a test. This is the way we crash the party. We crash the party. Killer beat. Swarming.
I think that's one of your best ones, Kin. I was listening to it all night last night in preparation for the interview. The kick switches in there, the breaks, the choppy edits, and the real there's like a real synergy between your styles in there, and it's really good. So
yeah, I really like this collab. I'm really happy about this outcome, you know. So, and actually, I see every track is a step. Actually, although if you have like maybe you have to go like this, you know. I'm just here, you know, in producing way, you know. So I have to learn so much more. Really, I'm honestly. So, it's like when I hear the new album of Dolphin, you know, fuck, it's like that here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
It's just we're here and he's here sometimes, you know. I said, Greg, where are you, man? Oh, wait. But actually, yeah, that's why I really like the music. There's a lot of interesting producers and people doing it. So it's a lot of levels, you know.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we've done a few of your releases there. Let's focus a little bit of time on your brand, Hong Kong Violence.
Yeah.
It's obviously it's a record label, but it's also quite famous for being a merchandise label and a clothing brand.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit how the label started back in 2001.
Okay, yeah, that was pretty funny because I have a gig with Drugs. We drive to Germany.
A lot of your stories start with.
Yeah, we came back from Germany, and I told Richard I want to do a label. And I told, I want to call like Hong Kong Distorted. Well, I want to represent Hong Kong. That's where I'm born and from. And Richard said, no, you have to do Hong Kong Violence. And actually, Richard gave me the idea of the name, Drugs. So, and actually, yeah, Hong Kong Violence. And I really like the industrial strength sound, you know. So my first release was from Carl Corinci, one of the members of, the DOA back then.
Yeah.
I still have contact with him. 2 weeks ago, he texted me like, "Hey, what's up? You're ready?" He said, "Yeah, we're gonna do some music." I said, "What, Carl? You still have time?" He has kids, you know, really working, you know. But it's funny, music never dies, even if maybe you're 50, 60 years old. If you still have the passion for it, you can do it, you know.
Yeah.
But I can know when I get older, I can put a mask on it, you know, like so nobody knows. So.
So you've had 17 releases on the label to date, is that right?
Yeah, it's slow, right?
Well, you know, as long as you're happy with what you're doing and it's not crushing you too much, and it's not like you're doing it for an income, you know. So you can just fill it with passion and make it your baby.
That's really thing. I start the last 2 years I release a bit faster, but actually I'm pretty picky in the tracks of what I'm gonna release.
Yeah.
So every release will have to be. I want it to have to be a collectible. People have to say, okay, Hong Kong Violence to release something. I really want it because it's a really good track, and I want to still do vinyl, still with like Prospect doing. I so respect for that because we put a lot of time, effort, and actually money into it to make it happen. But actually, the market is not really how kids want to buy vinyl. But those who buy the vinyl, those are the real ones who support your label at the end. So it's not I'm saying digital is bad, but vinyl should be really a collector's thing, you know.
Music's become so disposable nowadays, hasn't it?
Yeah, but same like this merchandise brand, you know. I started Hong Kong Violence. We just did T-shirts because you want to represent ourselves.
Yeah.
And actually, funny news from my industries made. I know him for a long time from the record store. You know, he came in to buy records. He was a kid with long hair, you know. And,
and
he was buying acid. He was buying acid music, you know, techno.
Yeah.
You see now these days what he's doing with Frank with Ghost in the Machine.
Yeah.
So it's a great circle. I really love to see, you know, the guys really came to at the end. They start somewhere and they came back to the core what they like.
Yeah.
And then that way they represented so hard, you know. So it's good. But actually, to make it back to Hong Kong Violence, he made a logo for me because he's a graphic designer, and that logo he made something violence with a gun, you know.
Yeah.
And that label really became the iconic, representation of Hong Kong Violence.
Yeah.
And actually, I like T-shirts. I'm a T-shirt freak. I always go to Hong Kong to search for great T-shirts, you know. To Japan, I like Babes, Tusi. Yeah, you like it also, you know, Obey, all this kind of brands, Kicksteo. And I say, yeah, man, I want to do shirts, but I want to do great shirts, you know, because, I like camo. And, I found some partners, you know, to produce this kind of T-shirt. And we just do it. We bring more color in the scene, actually. And that's why I start from label to a real brand, because people like that, you know. And the funny is, if people buy my T-shirt, they post, we got a Hong Kong Violence T-shirt. It's funny, man. That's really...
you created a real thing, like a real, like a cult thing, like a fashion thing within the scene.
But actually, maybe people say, you ask pretty a good price for it. But actually, it's also now brand, you know. Actually, and I want to bring more colors and good quality, and we can do everything you want. Like this shirt, I make speedcore. You know, we just do it. You know, it's of course it's a cop.
It's like the Supreme. Right?
Yeah, of course, I want to say it's Supreme, but it's much cheaper than the box for Supreme. So you know this guy.
In like 10 years, this might be on eBay for like 10,000.
Man, honestly, about Supreme, I want to buy the box, sweater, but I can't buy them because I was sold out. You know.
Yeah.
Resale, they go for 700. You know, so
just get some printed, Ken. Fuck it, you can do that.
Yeah, okay. I know Chinese print a lot of copycat, but keep it legit, you know. But anyway, yeah, that's the thing, you know, and. Actually, we did collabs with Trippit now. We released a line Chaos Engine. Destroy is coming up again. We do some collabs with Deformer, and really, you know, I have some really, you know, some good stuff coming up. And people like the music actually because the music is very rough. But HKV is kind of more like, what you say. It became more like a cult thing or something like that. You know, it's good. People love it. If people don't like the music, they like to wear the Hong Kong Violence T-shirt, you know. But at the end, they're still gonna see, what kind of music it's. Even I'm happy with this Hong Kong Violence stage. Actually, every year dominated, like the world's biggest event in the world, you know, hardcore. Yeah. This year also, I've luckily invited some really good friends, artists to play, you know.
Oh really?
So I hope you will play one time, you know.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Okay, there was an Easter egg, right? Yeah. But anyway, like this, we come back to Hong Kong Violence. It's a good, I think, stage to promote the music we like, and I like to help friends out, you know, I think.
Yeah, well, maybe we should work on a T-shirt collab, a limited edition thing.
And we talk after the interview. We can do it.
Yeah, let's do that.
No, but I'm really open for everything because I have really good connections to the production company, you know. So, and I see you like really kind of, you know, you like to see all that kind of stuff, you know. So.
All right, let's talk. Let's talk about that for sure. So you heard it here first, guys.
Yeah, man.
Exclusive.
It's a limited edition, you know. HKV X Oblivion, you know. You know what I mean? So. All
right, so you were gonna do a giveaway. Do you have what was it you were gonna do? Were you gonna give a shirt away, or was it? I can't remember what you were gonna do.
I have some really. I put them here. Whoa! I got really. We never bought it online. We have dead hats. We call it dead hats.
Yeah. Are they 5-panel caps?
No, yeah. It's like this, you know. I'm not a headman, man. So I don't wear hats, you know. But I got 2 dead hats.
Okay.
Giveaways.
All right. So to give these away, guys, to win these, you need to share hashtag. What should we make people say, Ken? Hashtag what in the chat?
Hong Kong Violence harder than your husband.
Hashtag Hong Kong Violence harder than your husband.
Yeah.
And share the stream, and we'll pick some competition winners out and get them out by 8 p.m. tomorrow.
And maybe if you guys really go wild, we have more like. I have maybe some T-shirt or whatever, you know. So
it's worth sharing this, guys. There's more than one prize here, so get it done.
You see this Hong Kong Violence? You know, this kind of dead hat is really good for guys who get bald, you know.
All right, I could probably do with that then.
No, my head is really too big for wearing hats, man. It doesn't look like shit, you know. You see, the head is too small.
You need to get some bigger sizes done.
Yeah, no, I'm not a headman. Fuck that. But I like to sell them, you know. So.
All right, so thanks for that, guys. If you want to win that, share it in the chat, etc. What else have we got to talk about for you? Events. So we know that you do the Dominate stage every year, which is huge. You've done some nights with Prospects at the Prospect Loves Hong Kong Violence nights. And you did some of the early porn, and you did Fast and Accurate. What else do you have? Do you have anything on the agenda? Anything coming up in Asia, worldwide? What?
yeah, actually we just finished the tour in Canada, the Hong Kong finalist Canadian Carnage.
Yeah.
And actually I have something planned in French this year still.
Okay.
And yeah, even maybe I'm going to do something in Taiwan in the summer.
Really? Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some night. And yeah, even maybe finally Australia is coming. I go to there my first time. I got a lot of requests to play in Australia, but maybe this time it should really happen. So
nice.
yeah,
Okay.
and maybe gonna do some Hong Kong Violence nights in Europe, man, in Eastern Europe, something like that. There's a lot of plans making up, but you know, sometimes I have my own schedule, my own gigs. I have to really, yeah, it's a lot of timing, you know. So yeah, but spreading the Hong Kong Violence virus worldwide, man. So yeah, that's good. Of course, I will bring the t-shirts to sell. That's the most important thing, you know. Oh, but no, that's a really
That's
joke.
where the real money's at.
No, just buy. I prefer guys to buy on the www.hongkongviolence.com because it's so much easier, you know. Because I don't have to stop at home, you know. So
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah.
Okay. Right. What other things do you like doing, Ken? First of all, I always wonder, what is it that you do for a job? What's your normal day-to-day?
Yeah, a job. Actually, I work in retail. I'm selling television, computers, and stuff. You know.
Okay.
I work like a manager on the floor, you know, and I get the kids to work, you know, stuff. I'm working, you know, just selling. But actually, recently I take it a bit slower down because I just gonna work 4 days, you know, since 2 weeks because I worked still till last month. I worked 5 days a week and also DJing in the weekends and producing. So it's crazy enough and doing website, you know.
Yeah.
So I started to slow down a bit because I want to release more music. I love to do the music, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna work 4 days a week, but I'm still doing in the retail. You're selling televisions and computers, you know.
Okay.
If you want to buy a good television, let me know, man.
Just advertising campaign.
Yeah. No. But anyway, yeah. I have a job besides, so.
Yeah.
And I have a family, but it's you know, yeah, it's good, man. I can afford everything I want, you know. So it's kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
So when I go vacation, I don't take gigs. It's okay for me, you know. So
Yeah.
things keep rolling. And actually, yeah, I respect people who can do it for the living and stuff, but I like to mix the between. I have work, I have my DJ gigs, you know. It's a really
I'm
healthy,
the same. I have to
balance.
have a job. I go through periods where I don't have work, but I don't think I could sustain it forever. I need to be doing something stable, or else I'll just go fucking.
Yeah, but this honestly thing, I talk to a lot of friends, producers. If I really want to do for the living, I would make other music, man. That's the whole story, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe like a handful of DJs, producers can make a living of it. I respect that. You have to do that, but it's just a choice, you know. It's just, yeah. At the end, it's all about what do you like to do, man. What's your passion, you know.
So what? If you were going to make a different genre of music, what would it be?
Honestly, I was should make techno. I run 2 techno labels back then.
Yeah.
I think back then with Primate, you know, distribution Primate.
Yeah.
I really like the groovy techno, like the Carl Cox style, you know, like the funky groovy techno.
Funky, that's a surprise.
Yeah. But anyway, like that's what I like. I will make that kind of stuff, man. Really. If I have more time, maybe I will make some other stuff, man. But yeah, I don't care if people say whatever. But it's just stuff what I like, you know.
Yeah, each to their own.
Yeah. You know, I can't play melody, so I won't make mainstream hardcore. I'm really bad in this shit, you know. I can't play melodies. No.
So other things that you're into, Hong Kong Violence gaming.
Oh yeah.
I do a little bit of gaming myself, and I'm sure there's people out there that are watching that are all gamers. Yeah, what platforms are you playing on, and what games are you playing at the moment?
Yeah, I play actually on PlayStation, you know, old school PlayStation 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Actually, I play Call of Duty, Destiny. Actually, my son is playing a lot of games also because when he was young, 3 years old, he was playing also on PlayStation already.
Yeah.
So HKV Gaming is more like a collective of my nephews. They like gaming. But, you know, I represent my music, but also the gaming. It's fun because it's big. And I wish gaming has more hardcore music inside. It should be really cool, you know.
And with some of the videos that you did, there's some when the tracks come out and you overlay it with gaming videos are quite cool.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I want to do more. It's fun because these days I think people don't watch YouTube anymore for clips. You know, it's not interesting anymore. I think it's more or less. So we have to make it attractive. You know. Yeah. But I think I like gaming since I was a kid. You know.
Same.
So. Actually, that's why maybe I release so less. I play too much games.
Well, whatever keeps you happy, right? There's a balance to everything. I mean, I play games, but not to the extent that I used to. But sometimes it's nice to just be able to disconnect from the world and just go into a different world. And
yeah, that's the thing. You know,
I don't watch television. You know?
Yeah, I don't. A lot of people watch Netflix all day, all night. You know,
no, I don't watch TV.
But I don't. I hate TV. I think TV is really one of the most retard thing these days, you know, watching television all day.
Programmed.
Oh fuck! But I like Netflix sometimes because I watch in my bed. No, you know, no, just you can watch in one row. That's fun. But I can't watch for all day. Actually, I like Monster World Hunter these days. Are really good.
Okay.
You have to kill monsters, and when you kill them, you can make other weapons. You know, better weapons. But it's a really hard grind. You know, I made. Since the release 3 weeks ago, I think 4 weeks, I made like 180 hours already.
Fucking hell. Okay.
It's the hardcore, you know?
Yeah,
it's custom grind for real. But actually, you know, I have to, that's why I have to really, I like the balance, you know? Do the stuff, working, family, music, gaming, traveling, food.
Eating. Yeah.
But the thing is, good thing, where you have gigs outside Holland, there's always good food. You know, in Toronto, we was with Chaos Engine, with Rexor and Tim, you know, from the USA.
Yeah.
It was much more fun, man.
Yeah,
So,
I always find that when we go to new cities, the first thing I do is open up TripAdvisor, find the best restaurants in town, and go hunting food. You know.
Honestly,
awesome.
That's maybe one of the big reasons why I love DJing. It's not really about at the end what's on your bank account. It's really the whole traveling, meeting people, feel the vibe, see lots more in your life, play music you like, and that's what you want more, man. So
yeah, sure.
I think that's really, if you're really young and you want to do that, DJing beside is really good. But you want to do it for the living, it's your choice. But I say, make some other music, man.
Or make some, just do it for fun and passion first, and the rest is extra.
Or make some music for games, man. If your tracks got licensed for one of those games, man.
Yeah.
But that's a different world, because in the gaming world they already have everything.
Noel got some tracks released for games, didn't he?
Something I heard. I know the guys from Bloody Fist got a release, you know, on the Manhunt years ago. Yeah. And that's crazy, man. That's awesome, really. I love that.
I wonder what kind of money you get off something like that.
I think I think you, at least if that's games, not that's the biggest game, but I think you can make a really good living of it a couple of years, you know.
Yeah.
I think so. It must be. Those, I don't know. I don't know. Game producers, game develop guys, more hardcore, man, in the games. So, and Lenny did something. I think Lenny did something for games a lot.
All right, let's put it back in. Let's put it back into the scene a little bit, in case some of the non-gaming people are getting bored. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Sorry.
Let's talk about the scene. There was a couple of questions posted on the Oblivion page to put to you. Some of them weren't really in the vein of what we would do here, but one did come up, and it's something I wanted to ask your opinion on, and that's the insurgence of up-tempo within the scene, and the reactions to up-tempo, and what's your take on it all?
Honestly, I saw this post a couple of years ago about up-tempo. I really didn't know it was called up-tempo, because we are playing up-tempo music for years and years and years.
Yeah.
But actually, it's a swift, back then you had mainstream, I think, and then the mainstream became not that popular more, and the up-tempo came up, and up-tempo is really similar speed like what we play, but actually I don't play any, I think you should call it up-tempo artist tracks in my sets, you know. So I don't, they say I like it, I don't say I don't like it, but I don't have, you know, it seems like I don't wear Pumas, I wear Nikes, you know. So it's a great brand, but it doesn't mean I have to diss it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I diss it, it's just to do it for fun, you know. So up tempo, bring it on, you know.
It seems to be a popular thing.
Yeah, it's okay.
Tempo, it's like a hit.
Yeah, but the thing's like compared like this. Oh, I play my own style, and you know, I still have the same kind of gigs, or when up tempo wasn't there. So it doesn't bother me, you know. I think it's good for everybody because I see up tempo brings also fast music, and fast music is also our music. So it's a really big cross, you know. But the genre needs a name, so they choose up tempo. It's okay, man. I accept that. It's good, man. It's a good development, and actually, maybe some people don't like it, but at the end you have to craft your own style and call it whatever, you know. I think you always have haters when something becomes popular. You get haters. Maybe Hong Kong Violence gets so big. People say, "Oh, fucking Hong Kong Violence," whatever, you know. Yeah. So it's all good, man. And I have respect for all the guys who make this stuff. Of course, we make jokes, but jokes is like fuck Tiesto. We like to make jokes, you know. Come on, don't be too serious these days, man.
Yeah, we need more jokes within the scene.
Yeah, man. So, and if you get like these days, people also called Satan tracks is up tempo, you know, that kind of tracks, and he's really popular now. And he's also playing on the Hong Kong Violence stage, I think, you know. So he's Hong Kong Violence.
Somebody had stolen some of his kicks for an up-tempo style track recently.
Yeah, I don't know if it's really true. I know the guys in general, but I will ask the story. But yeah, if then it's a respect for the style, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess if it's being stolen, then that means it was good, right? And everybody, if it wasn't for sampling, where the fuck would we be anyway?
Man, I steal all my beats actually, man, but I cut them up different ways. You know, I don't really, like people ask how to make the beats. I use a lot of break beats. I cut them up and layer them and export them and bring them back. Yeah. And actually, yeah, it's just, of course, make yourself is better, but sometimes, yeah, I don't have the time to do that, man. Just make tracks what you like, you know. Yeah. But about up-tempo stuff, you know, just go on with up-tempo, bring it on. I like the track from Dolphin. Bring it on, bring it on.
All right, so I'm gonna start bringing the interview to a close, and I've got some questions that I'm gonna start asking everybody at the end of the interview because it's interesting to see what their take is. So, what is your advice to DJs within the scene?
My advice is, yeah, these days digital is so easy, you know. You know, you don't have to really beat sync anymore. So yeah, I like to see more action behind the decks, man. That's what I like, you know. And that's just me a personal thing because these days when I watch my colleague DJing, yeah, I like people see mixing, you know. Use the faders, you know, chop it up, you know. But this is more like my DMC background. I like people hip hop DJs, you know. Yeah. And it have to more be entertainment. Maybe we have to go back to the vinyl, you know. Actually. This year I'll play on a big festival. I'll play they asked request me to a vinyl set, and I'm gonna do it still. So I'm gonna do a vinyl set soon, and it's fun, you know. Back to the real working class, you know. Have to work.
Have you got vinyl turntables at home or? Not?
I have them, but they're not really connected since 2008, I think.
Okay, so you're gonna dust them off, or are you just gonna turn up with the records?
No,
and go for it?
I have my record books there. I have my records there. I bring them. I see what happens. I'm not gonna. Yeah, man, come on, it's fun, man. For me, it's like a big challenge, you know. I just come there, I put my first track on, I see what happens, you know. Because I think it will bring back old vibes, like, oh yeah, you know. So let's see what happens.
All right. So next question: advice to producers.
Producers, yeah, of course. If you don't have the Funk Pack 1, you're missing out something. So Funk Pack. No, really, just you know, the good thing is like. Just get inspired, listen to your best track from your best producer, you know, try to get close to the track. You won't get close because he's still better than you know, because you are just starting. But anyway, just copycat your best tracks and try to feel the vibe, the passion in the track, and the groove and the funk, and you will be there, man.
Alright.
Yeah. And sample a kick, sample the most popular kick today.
steal everyone's kicks. Akira
I can sample
says
for you.
steal everyone's kicks.
Yeah, but actually, even if you steal the kick, you still have to make the track good. You know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah.
It's easy. Honestly, I did years stealing kicks and changed them, but at the end, now with this serum kind of technology, you can make really good kicks, man. Really.
All right. Advice to the scene in general.
Yeah. Just eat more sushi, get more funk. I don't know, eat more ramen.
Well, that's your advice to the scene.
And play more games, man. And don't be too serious, man. You know, haters, lovers, it's all good, man. And actually, yeah. And put up more middle fingers, man. So that's more good. This is the advice, man. Fuck it all. You know? Do what you like, man. Actually, don't be too serious, man. Life's too short, really. Cliche, but that's true, man.
I agree with you, man. I agree.
So.
All right. So, any news that you want to get out there? Upcoming releases? Any exclusives you've got for us? Any collabs or releases or remixes you've got coming out? Hit us with it. It's your time now. Go.
My time is okay. I have to finish my Prospect Extreme EP, but I'm delayed for 2 years. You know?
Yeah.
So, Garrett, you know that. And I'm working on the remix for Dolphin, Microphone Modulator.
Nice.
Really great track. I love that track. One of my all-time favorites from Greg. New release, Hong Kong Finest 18, H. Gabba Murder Mafia, Fury and Hellfish. Really awesome. And we're gonna make anthem for Dominator with Tripit and Drugs.
Nice.
And for the rest, a lot of label nights coming up and a lot of new merchandise, you know. Actually, yeah, just do the thing we like, you know. And I try to speed it up for you guys. You know. Play less games. And,
yeah, 180 hours in 3 weeks is not speeding it up, but do you, man?
Oh, don't rub it, man. Don't rub it. No, because I have to get inspiration for tracks, man. That's the thing.
Okay. Right. How do people book you, Kin?
Yeah, just go to the agency where Envitro goes now. Most Wanted.
Most Wanted. Okay, so yeah, that's worldwide, yeah?
Yeah. No, I'm since 2001 with the Master of Hardcore agency. Then I changed it to Most Wanted. So yeah, people go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for coming on the show, Ken. We really
you too,
appreciate it. We're gonna close with a forthcoming track.
Oh yeah.
With Chaos Engine.
Yeah, this is a track collaborate with Sebastian. It has a lot of trancey element, and I think it's a little bit different than normal, but it's got a lot of feeling into it, you know. So I don't know how to call it, but it's a good UK hardcore with a little bit trancey lead. So we love it. You know?
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Ken. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. See
okay,
you,
man.
Bye.
More middle fingers.
Middle
Later.
fingers up. Bye.
Yeah. Fuck you all.
I always know things goes into cycles, and it's all coming together. I just hope to see it be intergalactic. Since we are becoming galactic humans, you know, we're trying to get to Mars and Jupiter and all that, so I'm ready to see it on all the other planets in our solar system. Not the 9 planets, but the 12 or 13 that's out there.
I really enjoyed doing that interview. I hope you enjoyed listening to it too. Okay, so it is time for some music, but first we have to reveal the upcoming Oblivion Underground 9 release. We are proud to announce that this release will be provided by the legends that are Hellfish and Brian Fury, aka Axe Gabba Murder Mob. These guys have been key figures in the UK hardcore movement since day dot and remain consistent to this day. Many of you will be wondering what's with the artwork. Well, this isn't our usual style of artwork, as you can see, but when we asked the guys for a name for EP, they came back with this, and KaM had to work with it. It's relevant to where the samples came from for the train spotters and nerds out there. If you know what it is, then call it out in the chat. This will be released at the end of May, just in time for the festival season. So here it is, Oblivion 9, Hellfish and Brian Fury, Marijuana Jones and the Tempo of Doom. Enjoy!
Oblivion Underground.
Execution, a little pop way to the water. Give you one step to the hard one. Hard to shot one. Me in jail trying to mess up my brain. But when I get out the glass, still remain. When I see the punk guys, I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna do ya. It's like a shot to the wall. If I wanna send this project to the floor. Execution, a little pop way to the hear me, no me ball. Execute. Bad boy.
Next up on the show, we have a live performance from one of the freshest sounding guys in the scene at the moment. His energetic DJ sets at festivals and clubs alike all over Europe and more recently Australia, combined with his high energy releases like Bass Drop, have left people in awe. It gives me great pleasure to welcome my friend Aaron Penta.
Grab my sack, hit the streets, I'm on some other shit. My girl out of town, I'm with my other bitch. Hit the mall, blew it all on a bunch of shit. Then hit the club and turn the crowd to a marsh pit. Then hit the club and turn the crowd to a marsh pit. Then hit the club and turn the crowd to a marsh pit. Then hit the club and turn the crowd to a marsh pit. Marsh pit. And I don't need no help. You understand that?
Come on! justice. Oh!
Is hardly surprising. I should have slaughtered you a long ago.
We've come to end your reign. My people and all of Outland shall be free.
Boldly said, but I remain unconvinced. You are not prepared.
Dominating, more abusive.
I'm a dominating, whole abuse and dominating, whole abuse and dominating, whole abuse and dominating, whole abuse and dominating, 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 whole abuse and
What's this? The multi-purpose thrusting sex machine. Oh, what a lovely birthday surprise.
Sit down.
I'd love to.
2,000 watts. You'll see how much it vibrates.
Let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. You really don't give a what. Let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Everybody get your hands up. Let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Let's get dirty.
Thrusting sex
Wanna bum rush the tummy. Rush the Let's get bum rush the rush the turn. What's up, man? I ain't trying to let you get in the club. Yo, DJ Gunther, let's do. We gon' break this joint down, man. Hey, yo, let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Jump, motherfucker. Let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. And you really don't give a fuck. Let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Let's get let's get Let's get dirty. Say let's get Let's get dirty. You wanna bum. 1, 2, 3, 4.
What you want? What you want? What you want? Bass drop.
Solution.
Burn the place to the ground. Burn the place to the ground.
time it is.
Show me your tits!
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well done. So thanks for coming on the show. I hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah, man, had fun. It was just fucking hot here, man. I was like,
yeah,
I'm like, I wanted to play shirtless, but then I thought, all the people back home, you never know who's watching, so.
Well, maybe we would have got more likes if you had
Okay.
been shirtless.
Next time I'll bring my girlfriend too. She can play naked as well.
Well, yeah, if you haven't shipped off to Australia.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us a little about you and what you're doing. I know you got a busy weekend this weekend coming up, so tell us about what you're doing.
So after this, I have 2 bookings on Saturday. First stop is Hardcore Maniacs here in Belgium. And then I have to race all the way to Rotterdam to play versus with D-Test.
DJ Life.
Yeah, DJ. Yeah, man. It's so. No. I would pay right now to get to get it the way it is right now. But yeah, okay. So yeah, busy weekend, but I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. And if it goes half as well, I hope it goes double as well as here, but half as well would be good. So.
Yeah. Okay. And you just got back from Australia, and you managed to keep productivity going while you were away, and now you're back and you're working on some new bits. Obviously, I know a little bit because we're mates,
you do.
But yeah,
Well, I have a ghost producer who does all the work.
It's KaM.
That's KaM. Hello, this is Mike. Yeah, wait, you weren't in the picture. Come closer. This is Mike. Yeah, we're doing the other side where the hot chick makes the music and the ugly guy is behind the deck. So
so you're working on some stuff. What have you got in the pipeline at the moment?
Well, I have a new TTM thing coming. I have the Prospect release that finally will get released.
Oh, with Dolphin
somewhere
and
in the
Trips?
next year. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I have remixes that I need to work on, collabs that I need to sort out. I just need to find the time, because work's been so busy,
Well, because you've just gone back to work and it's a bit of a crash after being traveling.
Yeah, it's after 6 months of doing nothing, just watching kangaroos and, fucking in the desert, making music and working at the same day. It's hard, but
yeah, man.
I'll...
Okay,
Stalking Simon.
Was
Right,
that?
Stalking Simon.
Stalking what, Caleb?
Hello, Simon. Yeah, this
Hi,
is
Simon.
it's the biggest Australian DJ. He could make it because he had multiple other bookings, but he's
Right, I'm going to go to some questions from the chat.
Okay.
Because some people put some questions in. We look drunk.
Yeah, I am drunk. Yeah.
Right, so questions. Dean Allman, what was your first set?
My first set was actually at a DJ contest, at the end of 2012. That was I think 29th of December, 2 weeks after the last.
Do you want to be a bit more specific?
Thunderdome.
What time did you play?
What time? Prime time. Yeah. And I had the whole place was filled at least 50 people in the whole cafe. So we're fucking smashing. But my first set I was super nervous, and I even played with a guy that I still talk to today. He won, but yeah.
Oh, Francis.
No. He's been DJing 5 decades longer than I'm a rookie compared to him. So.
Okay, next question. Haley Cieles, what did you have for dinner yesterday?
Yesterday? Well, you know what I had for dinner yesterday.
No.
I had his cock, and then then I wanted some more meat, so I went for kebab. So.
Okay. Question from Aaron Cole. Who inspired you into being a hardcore DJ?
Well, that's a hard one. Nobody really made me want to be I want to be a hardcore DJ. But I did get a lot of, I've been. Oh yeah. If I really have to pick one DJ that inspired me, it would have to be Joey T. It's if I could really bring forth one guy, it would be this guy. So. But yeah, that's a hard question because I've always had this, the one favorite DJ, and it evolved over the years because this year it's that guy, and then the other year is that guy, and then the next year they suck. So it's like it's complicated. But if I have to really give an answer, I would have to say my boss DJ Promo. Because if he's looking at
yes, boss. Yes, boss. And do the balls. Okay.
No, but if I look over all the years, you know, I even knew him before I knew he was DJ Promo because I came out of the hard techno scene. It's a really long story, and I don't think we have.
No, we don't have enough time. Okay, it's not the Akira interview.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
right, next question.
I like PlayStation 2. So.
Next question, Yannick Eganman.
This is like the same question.
Which are the producers that inspire you the most? The producers.
Nobody today.
Nobody today. Next question. James Faircloth. What is your favourite BPM range?
Somewhere between 150 and 300.
No, that's perfect. Okay. Anything you want to say? No. Anything you want to get off your chest?
Well, I've got beers, so I think I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, you're welcome. Man.
Thanks for everyone in the chat for your questions. They were very insightful.
Thank you.
And
I really thought about it. Like
David Grohl.
Oh yeah. This is. Oh yeah. I want to talk about something. This is like, you know, I had 2 shirts that I wanted to wear tonight. The other one is not really fit for like public radio. So I thought, this is like a T-shirt of many of the artists, like really big artists. Half of them I don't know, but the other half I do know, and they really inspire me. So, and it was really like, you know, I like that they,
That's interesting.
So, yeah. In beneath, I also have 2 nipples. But
okay, right.
That's for after midnight.
Thank you, Aaron.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
Right, next, we're moving on. It's competition time. We're giving away stuff. We have an amazing and rare giveaway from the super talented Tom Hamill. This is his first personal design from way back in 2012. It's a real collector's item. It's called Ars Artis Gratia, and as you can see, it's a real beauty. How do you enter? Well, you're going to need Instagram for this one. First of all, you need to hashtag Tom Hamill here and tag or invite some friends. Next thing is to post your personal favourite Tom Hamill design on Instagram and use the tag function to tag the Tom Hamill page. Also @tag Tom in the description of your post. Share this post with Tom via instant message on Instagram so he can put your name on the randomizer list. This contest is Instagram only. If you don't understand any of that, which I probably wouldn't, because it's quite a lot, go over to Tom Hamill's page at instagram.com/Tom Hamill and the competition's listed there right now. Good luck!
Oblivion Underground.
Next up, it's our very own Deathmachine with his Ask the Machine feature. As usual, amazing bite-sized audio and production tips. This time, he's giving you an insight into how he remixed N-Vitral's Such Kick track. This is part of a series of tutorials and insights that he will provide, so it's worth following this series carefully. Right, over to you, Steph. Take it away.
Ask the Machine.
Hey guys, Deathmachine here. This time on Ask the Machine, I'm going to be taking you through one of my projects and having like a deep dive into the way I go about writing a track. This time I'm going to be looking at my remix that I did for N-Vitral's Such Kick track, and I'll be taking you through sample decisions, arrangement, sound design, and then all the way through to mix down and mastering. So I hope you enjoy it. Okay, here we are in the project, and before I dive into this, I'm just going to play you a little bit of the original track and then a little bit of my remix in case you're not familiar with them. So this is the original.
Hold on tight. It has quite the kick.
And this is the remix.
Hold on tight. It has quite the kick.
Okay, so first thing I always do when I'm remixing a track is try and decide which parts of the original I think I want to use. And those are generally the parts which give the track its identity. So in this particular case, it was obviously the vocal, which I'm sure everyone who knows the track knows the vocal, and also the synth parts in the track, which again I think everyone recognises because they're really good, they're really recognisable. So yeah, I felt they needed to be included in my remix. But what I also try and do is add my own sound, my style, and something new to the remix, so that it's actually something, you know, that's believable that it's come from me as well. So with that in mind, I took the vocal and the synths and brought them into this project. I kind of decided up front I was going to do at 175 BPM as well, which is faster than the original, and at that point it was a case of getting the kick drum down. So I've showed you in a previous tutorial one of the ways I go about making kicks. I can't actually remember how I made this kick. It was probably lots and lots of resampling and layering and that kind of thing. I do know it took a long time, but here is the kick that I ended up using. So really liked it. It had a triplet kind of vibe to it, which I think gives it more energy as well. Especially at, well, I say lower tempo, it's lower than 200, the normal stuff I do. But yeah, I thought that was a nice kick that I could really do something with this remix. So the first thing that I would have done would be to, along with the kick, build in other bits, other elements, where I would have like a short kind of 8-16 bar section where I was happy that would be the main basis of the track. So along with the kick, I just added in some extra percussion and a snare here, which is actually split into 3 layers, which I'll show in a second. But the reason for putting this at the end here was that's kind of another part of the original track, and that had a snare at the end of every 16 or 32 probably. So I wanted to do the same thing, but obviously had to be something that would again be pretty strong, because as you can see it's left bare there without the kick. It's not being played along with anything else, so it had to be strong, which is one of the reasons why I've actually split it into 3 layers as well. In addition, in this first section there is just some little kind of stabby sounds, high frequency sounds, just like a little stabby pulse thing, and these things down here which is a kind of Reese bass drop thing. This here, which again is almost like a synth, but it's just a break that I've would have done some pitching on to make it into different notes. This thing here, which is just almost sounds like nothing, but in the context of playing with the other things, hopefully still adds to it. So the section here, which is probably incorrectly named because it's a hi-hat, shouldn't be called ARP, is in triplets, I think. Yep. And I've just put some automation on that because I just felt it needed a bit more interest leading into this end section where the kicks stop and the melody thing plays and the snare plays. So I just wanted to do something to create a little bit of variation leading into that first drop, or the first fill. So I've got some filter automation here. As you can see, there's lots of processing on this hi-hat. I'm pretty sure it's a hi-hat. It's actually, yeah. And So probably just some distortion to crunch it up a bit, make it sound a bit more rough. And then, as I said, automation on the frequency of the filter, and I've also automated the stereo separation on this utility plugin here, which controls the stereo width. So what I've done is basically made the hi-hat mono to start with, and as it filters down, I'm increasing the stereo width so that it fills out, fills out, fills out, and then we have the pause with the break in the kick, and the other stuff can come in. So I'll just play that now. I'll play it without the kick. So yeah, that you can hear that leads in and takes us into this pause with the kick, and sorry, with the snare. So talking about the snare here, I split into 3 layers because originally it was just this one layer. You see just the orange bits were as one on one channel, and it sounded a bit flat to me, mainly because it didn't have any low end, and with the kick that was running along and then stopping, I felt there was something missing here from the snare, because there'd been so much low end from the kick, and then suddenly you'd lose that here. So I put a sub layer into the snare, so I think that fills it out much better. All it is actually just literally a sine wave from operator that's just been compressed a bit. So yeah, it's very, very kind of basic, but sometimes that's all you need. So I think that sounds way better, and as I said, balances out the low end from the kick so that it's not a shock when the kick comes back in. So yep, this first section then would have been what I worked on to try and get myself into feeling that this would be a track and something that I was going to feel that had potential. So I probably would have also just played around with the vocal leading into the kick just to simulate the first drop, because I think a lot of I guess a lot of tracks are arranged like that these days. So you have the vocal and then it just drops into the kick.
Hold on tight. It has quite the kick.
So here we have the vocal from the original.
Hold on tight. It has quite the kick.
As you can hear there, because it's been distorted and not sure where it actually comes from, it's been sampled from a film, I guess, or some TV thing somewhere. There's other sounds in there. There's a bit of a high frequency going on that when you distort this kind of gets even worse.
Hold on tight. It has quite the kick.
So what I did with that to disguise that noise, if you like, was to just layer it with something else where it sounds like it's leading in and it's just something that's bringing you to the kick, but it's doubling up as actually masking some of these frequencies in the vocal.
Hold on tight. It has quite the kick.
So it kind of diverts your attention a bit because it's quite loud in the mix, and yeah, hopefully leads you to forget about these bits of high harsh noise that you can hear in the vocal, because I couldn't quite get rid of them all.
Hold on tight. It has quite the kick.
So yep, this was the vocal and the first drop. So after that, I kind of tried to think of how I would build on top of that, because every section that I want to introduce in the track, personally I like to bring something different to it. So there's a new element that comes in, or I change something, or something different and interesting happens, so that there's something always going on with the track, and everything's constantly changing, at least every sort of 16 to 32 bars. So one of the things I did here was to bring in a hi-hat, and yeah, that's it actually. This hi-hat's on the triplet, just show you on the grid, which, as I said, because the kick was a triplet kick, this kind of fit in nicely with that, and gave that good triplet energy to it. I think it worked pretty well. So, yep, next, this part here is the same as the previous part here, with the hi-hats filtering down and then leading into the first fill after the first drop, which is the kind of the first bit where the kick really isn't playing. So if you look from the first drop here, there's a few breaks, just the odd kick missing, but here we've got almost 2 bars with no kick, and it's where you switch it up and do something different. So I was looking for some sounds to put in there and came up with this. So this is a combination of some bass noises and reeses and some sort of squeaks and bits of kick and snare and stuff, just done in a way that leads into the next section, but still has energy and that kind of thing. So the new elements here that hadn't been used before were these 2 bass noises, I think, the main new ones. Yep. So this one is a Reese noise that I think I would have made myself. With some pretty harsh low end EQ going into distortion, which is pretty heavy as well, and then some EQ to kill some of the super low and do some other stuff. You know, you can see what it's doing there, various mid and high cuts. So that was the first race, and then the second one was this thing called Burger's Bass, which is actually a sample from a drum and bass guy called DLR. This has got a lot of distortion on, bit of initial EQing to put in this boost here around 100, and then into a camel fat, which is killing some of the top and bottom, so it's like a bandpass filter, just letting through those frequencies, and some distortion on there. Then into trash, which is multi-band distortion, so I'm doing nothing on the low end, doing some distortion on the mid end, on the mid layer, and some kind of trashy high end distortion to try and get some kind of noisy, harsh high end, well, not harsh, I guess, smooth, noisy high end out to give it that sheeny kind of noise, and then the whole thing into a little bit of distortion. So the overall effect is kind of fuzzy but shiny top end. And what I've done also is a pitch bend on this to give that pitching up and down noise or sound. And I've set the pitch bend range to pretty high, so this will go almost up to 2 octaves because I've pitched up as high as it will go on the pitch bend. And yep, so all together. Yep, so that's the first section of the track where I would have played that on repeat quite a few times until I was happy with it, and then decided, yeah, this is somewhere where it's got potential, so I'll flesh out the rest of the track and add new things to it. So I'm going to cover that. Well, I'm going to cover the rest of this in the next session, and also maybe in the future talk about the mix down and some of the mastering as well. So I hope that's all right, and catch you next time.
The machine.
Thanks, Steph. That was excellent as ever. I'm really looking forward to the rest of that series. Next up, we're going to get some Terror action. Live in the studio with us is DJ Stinger. If anyone knows their Terror, it's this guy. He's signed to Terrordrang Bookings, long-term association with Canadian Speedcore Resistance. He's played at all the big events over the years and has recently started a new label called Caught in One. Big Dutch welcome on this King's Day weekend to Arjen, DJ Stinger. Get him, man. Let's fucking have it.
The man with morale and style. The rap terrorist rhymes are sharp enough. Seen competition since my mind's blown. Dress to kill, I get ill when I don't chill. With utmost finesse, don't stress the skill. Skill. The man with morale and style.
You have no idea what it means to have nothing. You don't value what we have achieved. And so will I. With or without you, so no. I will not have this conversation. I will not indulge you any further. You have to let this go. Because it's the one time I was proud of my product. Because this man, in this moment, as despicable as it was, is fighting to survive. Fight for everything my entire life.
Talk pussy business. Paragon business. Chatty business. Talk party business. Carry gossip business. Crime stop, crime stop. Crime stop life, man.
He is doing whatever.
But man, no, you know that.
Check this out. Check this. Check this out. Oh yeah.
This is a journey. Into sound.
Peter Parker picked up his old pen, put it on the pedestal, then pursued his friend. His plot deployed the polluted punk, persisted to prohibit, so the plot plan from. Pop bottle with pleasure, let the people flee. His plan, the proper pop without a picture of free. And my present plan procrastinates my plea. So I'm a perfect face, make the perfect shape, face me. Yeah!
This is the journey into sound.
Oh yeah.
This is a journey. This is a journey. This is a journey into sound.
Peter Parker picked up his old pen, put it on the pedestal, then pursued his friend. His plot deployed the polluted punk, persisted to prohibit, so the plot plan from. Pop bottle with pleasure, let the people flee.
Rangers lead the way. Airstrikes inbound. Hardcore demolition. Rangers lead the way. Airstrikes inbound.
This song while I was dipping crackers in your mama's bleeding pussy.
service to humanity.
Just let the game age me. Just let the game age me. Just let the game age me. Heavyweight there, staying high to the end. Heavyweight there, staying high to the end. Heavyweight there, staying high to the end. Regulate, separate, nice from the man. Like fuck what you had on. Stuck with my way in the ball. Trying to take that and going broad. You never find another that's for the new ball. Know what I mean? Come on.
Let's get one thing between us straight. I ain't no fucking clown. Having control. I'm not crazy. certainly not here to elicit an amused response. I am here to end your miserable fucking life.
Having control!
Oh, feedback.
Mike is singing.
Thank you. Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, I always enjoy myself.
The chat was going crazy for the Terror, so...
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so tell us about you.
Well, my name is Arjen. I'm 40 years old. I'm still around, and I'm still enjoying what I'm doing.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You've been around in the scene for, what 20 years now?
Yeah,
20?
Oh, yeah, it's this year 20 years.
Wow.
98 I started. So.
98, fucking hell. Yeah, and you're quite good friends with KaM Akira, who was on before.
Yeah.
You were saying to me before, you have a tattoo actually.
I'm not gonna show it.
You have to show it now.
I do have a submarine here though. Oh, it's on the water now. No, but yeah, we even used to be colleagues at a record store called BPM Dance.
Yeah.
And that was in 2003, I think. Yeah, 2003.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was really, really awesome. You know, I started to know a lot of DJs.
Yeah.
And from all kinds of styles. Even Ferry Corsten came there, and also like really speaker guys, everything. You know, so it's like there was a big variety in music as well. So it really opened my eyes and I became more open-minded.
Yeah.
Which is very important, I think.
And you played it you dominated like 3 times.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
3 times, and you're signed to Terrordrang also.
Yeah.
So you're.
Well, the thing with Rutmer, with Noise Cake, we are friends also since '98, I think, when we both started. And yeah, before we became artists, we were already going to parties. Okay. And now the circle is like complete because now he's doing my bookings. So it's like he's interfering with my life now.
Yeah, for sure. So tell us about Canadian Speedcore Resistance, CSR. You've been involved with them for quite some time.
Yeah, well, it started like this with the Interrupt Factor, and the Plague started the label in Canada.
Yeah.
And then Ian moved over to the Netherlands. Yeah. And he moved in with me for like 2.5 years.
Oh, so you lived together?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
and then we basically, well, he started working at Riche, and of course he has a really good output there, so they could really help him. And but yeah, well, I helped him also, and yeah, we did it also together, you know. So it's like, and I'm still managing the label. So I basically decide what gets on it, and he's doing the artwork and the finances.
Yeah.
But on paper, it's still Ian's label, Ian's baby.
Okay, and then but you've started doing the Core one. Is that officially like a sub-label of CSR?
I just do it all myself because it was real easy to start lifting on the success of CSR.
Yeah.
But CSR was more of a vinyl label back then.
Yeah.
And as soon as we started doing more digital, we became more wider.
Yeah.
Because you have more options with digital. If you do vinyl, you have to be very picky with your things.
Yeah.
Because it's expensive, huh?
Yeah, but digital's more disposable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do more, and so we also did all kinds of experimental styles, like Greg, you know him, Sadistic.
Yeah.
Well, he's doing more like his bleep bleep speedcore, you know, like with how do you call these things? Those
flashcore stuff, or
those synths, you know, those.
Like modular synths.
Yes,
oh,
exactly.
Right, okay.
So
bleep bleep speaker.
Yeah, bleep,
like
bleep.
Le Pest.
Yeah. Some flashcore. And I don't know. It was nice, but we do all kinds of stuff. And with Core 1, it's a label with all kinds of styles.
Yeah,
so
you're doing like a
Core 1.
varied thing, right? There's everything from like techno all the way up to terror on that.
The speedcore. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it's good. In my opinion. So what we do mostly, we have one original track or two, and we let other artists remix it in their style.
Yeah.
So what they think should.
So that's the concept.
Yeah, and that's why it's Core 1. So it's basically all kinds of styles on one label.
Yeah.
But on every release, there is something for everybody.
Okay.
And it's not just we be commercial because come on, with digital we don't make anything, you know. With digital, it's not like with vinyl that you make a few thousand bucks.
Yeah, we have to put work into like promotion. Like now it's more about the investment is the promotion and the design and the blah blah blah.
The bookings it's basically your business tickets for your bookings.
That's how the scene is nowadays, right? Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. So so you got Core 1, there's CSR, and then there's Terrordrang.
Yes.
Tell us about you. What do you like to do in your normal day-to-day life? I see you streaming a lot. You do some good streams. You like playing with your
vinyl.
Playing vinyl, yeah.
Oh, you mean the Electron stuff? With the Roland stuff.
Yeah.
I should do that again because that's been like a year ago, I think.
Yeah. Step into the camera a little.
Oh, yeah, I'm a bit shy.
He's shy.
No, I really, weekly even, I did a lot of Roland streaming. That was almost like an endorsement, you know?
Yeah. Well, so for the guys that are still listening in the chat, Arjen and I kind of compare and swap notes around our online streaming stuff and like all this kind of stuff that you're seeing now. So we're kind of buddies in that kind of stuff. So that's why we have a connect on that. And we're nerds, basically.
Well, we even played at a party in Italy together. Remember that one?
Well, was it like 5 years ago today when we met or something?
I think so, yeah, yesterday or something. Well, I got something in my those Facebook fancy memories and stuff. Yeah. And I think it was by Xmind, right? Yeah, he gave that party.
Yeah, Xmind and Andy the Core.
Yeah, and I think back then Andy the Core wasn't like the big.
No, he was just coming up, but we could see that he was like going to be something.
Because he was already playing with his APC40, you know. And, so everybody started doing their own thing, and it was still all around.
Sure.
Which is it's a jungle out there at the moment. All these young people, they can touch a sync button, they can play, you know.
Yeah.
And fair enough, times change and you have to adapt, you know.
True.
It's the same what Kin said about what Kin said about uptempo. I share that opinion. I call it in-stop terror in Dutch. This means like step in terror. So from top tempo they go to terror, most of them, you know. So it's like, I don't know, kindergarten for terror. You know? Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Right, everybody should do whatever they want, and
we need to move because we're going to run out of time. We've been streaming for 3 hours and 51. We've got 9 minutes left. Yeah. So thank you for coming on the show. You played a banging set. Everybody in the chat loved it. Oh, questions. I'm going to do 2 questions out of these very quickly. Andy Greenwood, I'm quite a fan of Exode tracks. Any chance you would team up with Striker, Domicide, or both for a collab?
I think that would work out in the end because I'm also hosting the Core 1 stream there. So it would be a good idea to work with them. If it's up to me, I'll do it.
Okay, next question. Ruben Goad, who do you really rate in terror production and what labels are still making sound to a high standard or any newbies to look out for?
Well, for me, one of the gods in terror is, of course, Drox.
Yeah.
For me, that's like, I don't know, he's like, Papa Terror, you know? For me, it's not a grandpa, he's a papa, you know, because I'm 40 years old already, so it would be strange.
Yeah.
But yeah, and for labels, of course, the Noise Kick records, you know. Yeah, for Terror, it's kind of hard because there's not that many Terror labels at the moment.
No.
It's very, you can count them on one hand.
So answer the question: which ones? Which labels? Name 2 labels.
For Noise Kick.
Yeah, and.
Core in 1.
That's so predictable. Last question, Patrick Warlow. Is there any new merch soon? And when will the next Stinger and Plague release be coming?
Well, the Stinger Plague release probably not, because Plague is really finished.
Okay.
He doesn't want to make tracks anymore, and maybe he will spit a few vocals here and there in the future, but nah, I'd rather focus on the present. And he moved on, and he's doing completely different stuff at the moment.
Okay.
Which is good.
All right.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you guys for the questions.
Yep.
We're going to skip to some event news, and then we're back to close the show. Time for a bit of events news. Other than Prospect this weekend, which is a given, there's a few events that we wanted to pay particular attention to coming up over the summer. At the end of June, obviously we've got Ibiza Goes Hard that many of us are going to be featuring at and partying at. The lineup speaks for itself, and it really is the hardest holiday. I've been for the last God knows how many years now, and we always have a great time. So if you're coming, I look forward to seeing you there. Obviously the big one that's just dropped on us this year is Dominator Festival. All of the Oblivion crew are featuring there this year. Myself, Dolphin and Deathmachine all playing. Great stuff. The lineup across the Terror and Industrial stages is alone worth the entrance fee, in my opinion. A lot of you will probably agree. So yeah, if you're going, I'll see you there. As ever, full support for UK gigs. We've got the Chapel of Chaos coming up in Birmingham, UK. That's on Friday the 31st of August. Featuring in that is legends that is Scorpio, our very own Deathmachine, Terror, Liza Guide, Thumper, D-Noise, Narcotic and Tanuki Suit. On the 22nd of September, Oblivion Underground is on tour. We're returning back to Cologne in Germany with our partners Day of Destruction. This time we invite Footworks to host the main stage. The lineup for this is absolutely ridiculous, and I can't wait to reveal our floor. What we can do though is reveal one name exclusively tonight for the show. It's Mr. Crispy Bass Drum himself, Envitral. Get yourself over to the Oblivion Underground and Day of Destruction, The Invasion page now and get yourself registered. Tickets are already on sale. And yeah, also check out that sexy flyer design by KaM. Good work, bitch! Oh shit, wrong camera. Alright, guys, thanks for tuning into the show. We really appreciate it. Arjen wants to say something really quick first, so I'll let you say it.
Yeah, I totally forgot that I'm like working on a new track with Oliver Chesler, with the Horrorist, and with DJ Neurotic from the US. And we don't really have a label yet. I think it will be Industrial Strength or Terrordrang, like a Noise Kick. But the guys from Industrial Strength really want it, and I can make lots of tunes for Noise Kick. So yeah, good news.
Yay!
All right, so thank you for all tuning in. Thank you to KaM for helping with the visuals, the videos, putting up with my shit. Thank you to Arjen and Aaron, who's gone to pick up his girlfriend from the airport and get his dick wet, obviously. Thank you to Steph for Ask the Machine. Thank you to KaM Akira. Thank you to everyone for the giveaways. Thank you to you guys for all listening and putting up with our drunk bullshit. Yeah, it's been a good show. Respect, and we'll see you soon. Respect. Bye. Bye-bye. The next episode of the Oblivion Underground show will be after the summer, Thursday the 13th of September. Sorry to everyone who wants it more often, but we go for quality over quantity, and it takes a while to get this shit together. The event page is live now, and there's a link in the chat. Don't forget to spread the word about the show if you enjoyed it. See you all next time. Bye-bye.